Gemini just dropped a cryptic clue and now I'm caught in a crypto treasure hunt. They spelled out XRP in a tweet. Literally, they spelled it out in a secret. And I think it's actually leading to something pretty huge. I mean, why else would a top exchange be playing word puzzles with us? Well, stick with me here because, I've got a feeling that this little riddle could pay off big time. So there I was, right? I'm casually just scrolling through X when I see Gemini's post, right? It reads this. It says, "The next era of rewards is preparing to launch." At first glance, it just looks like a weird sentence with random capital letters, right? Then it kind of hits me. Those capital letters spell out XRP. Now my eyes practically pop out. I'm thinking, hold on, did Gemini just hint at an XRP reward program? Now if XRP, at least if you're an XRP holder like me, you know the feeling of when someone even whispers XRP on a big platform, you kind of perk up like a dog hearing a treat jar, right? And Gemini, one of the big US crypto exchanges, has my full attention with this. Now, by the end of this story, you're going to see why I'm refreshing their page like mad, like I'm waiting for concert tickets to drop, right? There's excitement, there's a bit of frustration, and yeah, there might even be some free crypto on the table. So who wouldn't stay tuned for that? Now let me just rewind a little bit here. Just a couple of weeks ago, Gemini did something pretty cool. They ran an XRP giveaway. Obviously this was not affiliated with YouTube, it's not affiliated with us on this channel. This was something that Gemini ran via their X account. Anyway, they put up 305 XRP, which was about $1,000 at the time, as a prize for one lucky follower on X. And all you had to do was actually follow their account and like a post, right? It was pretty simple. But you can bet that I even smashed that like button faster than you can say moon. Now, here's a spoiler alert. I didn't win. I know it's tragic. I'm still waiting for that kind of luck. But someone did actually walk away with $1,000 in XRP, and that was on August 7th, right when XRP's price was pumping again. Now, we saw XRP rebound to around $3.36 after dipping to around $2.90 during the same market drama. Why the jump? Well, Ripple's big court victory over the SEC had just been finalized officially, putting to rest the "is XRP a security" debate once and for all. Finally, right? It's kind of like crypto gods gave XRP the green light, and investors celebrated by sending the price to the moon, or at least a nice little orbit. Now, here is the kicker. When Gemini announced the winner of that giveaway, their post hinted something big was coming. They literally said big, all caps. Now, if that doesn't make an XRP holder excited, I don't know what will. Fast forward to now, and now they kind of drop this cryptic next era of rewards tweet. It's kind of like Gemini is playing an ARG with the crypto community, right? I'm over here connecting all of the dots. Big giveaway, lawsuit done, Gemini teasing something new. What's the grand plan then? My curiosity is, of course, through the roof. Let's also talk about why this matters and why I'm personally invested, emotionally, not just financially. See, Gemini might actually have been late to the XRP party, but they've been making up for lost time in a rather big way. They only listed XRP in August of 2023, which was a huge deal because before that, you couldn't actually trade XRP on Gemini at all. They held off listing it for years due to regulatory worries. In fact, rumor had it that before the lawsuit clarity, Ripple even offered Gemini $1 million incentive to list XRP, and Gemini still said nope. Right? Can you imagine that? They turned down $1 million and probably a ton of trading fees because the SEC had everyone spooked that XRP might be labeled a security. So Gemini just noped out, right, of all of that. And as an XRP holder back then, I was frustrated. I felt like, the Winklevoss twins were kind of snubbing my favorite cryptocurrency, right? We all wanted more places to trade XRP, and Gemini was like that one friend who refuses to join the party until they're absolutely sure that the cops won't show up. Well, the cops have left the building now. The judge in 2023 basically said XRP is not a security. Case is closed. So Gemini finally showed up and said, all right, fine, we'll list it. Better late than never, right? And boy, once they listed XRP, they went full send on promoting it. They've had this Gemini credit card where you can choose your rewards in crypto, and guess what they rolled out? 2% cashback in XRP on your purchases. I'm talking groceries, gas, late night pizza, whatever. You swipe that card for you and you're going to get 2% back in XRP. I actually tried that out. Imagine buying a cart of groceries and letting a little XRP, or getting a little XRP as a bit of a thank you. Kind of made me feel like I was double dipping into the future eating cereal right now, right? Stacking crypto for later. Pretty sweet deal, right? But that's not even the wildest thing that Gemini did. Last August, right after the listing XRP, they actually opened the floodgates with something called the XRP Faucet. For a brief, glorious period, they actually gave away a total of 4,000 XRP every single day. And it wasn't a one-person-takes-all kind of deal. It was open to any verified Gemini user, first come, first serve. Each person could claim 20 XRP daily until that day's 4,000 XRP pool ran out, or dry in fact, right? And you bet that I jumped on that like a Black Friday sale. I set an alarm on my phone for 3 p.m. Eastern. That was the magic time that the Faucet reset happened each day. And I'd be there in the middle of whatever, work, making a sandwich, you name it, and my alarm would ping, boom, drop everything, claim my 20 XRP. It felt like a game show. Faucet, fastest kind of finger, gets the XRP. Now, first crypto edition, of course, right? Now, if I don't knock over my water, those XRP, 20 XRP might be worth like 10 to 15 bucks at that time, right? But hey, free crypto is free crypto. By the end of the week, I had snagged a nice little stash of XRP for just being quick. I remember literally telling my friend, dude, I just got free money for clicking a button. That's how Gemini won me over, and a bunch of others too. Now, free crypto will of course do that, trust me. I've been there and I've seen it. Now, why was Gemini so generous then? Well, let's think about this, right? They were late to the XRP listing party and needed to make a bit of a splash, right? Other exchanges already had XRP trading crowd, and here comes Gemini finally adding it, right? They basically said, sorry, we're late, guys. Here, have some XRP on us. It's a smart strategy. Build goodwill, get people talking, maybe lure some XRP holders to actually start using Gemini instead of, let's say, Binance or Coinbase or whatever they've been trading on. And it kind of worked on me. I mean, I literally opened a Gemini account because they were giving away free XRP. Call me easy, but it worked. Now, Gemini, it's not the only kind of one doing this XRP kind of engagement dance either, right? Ever heard of Uphold? Right? If you're into XRP, you probably have. Now, Uphold has been doing some flashy campaigns too. Just a couple of months back in June of 2025, Uphold gave away $100,000 worth of some other tokens, basically as a kind of thank you to big XRP holders on their platform. And before that, they ran sweepstakes where you could win up to 50,000 XRP. It's been pretty crazy stuff. So what we're actually really seeing here is a bit of an arms race for XRP's community love then. Exchanges know that XRP has a die-hard community. Despite all of the ups and the downs, the XRP army have been rather loyal and louder than a kind of rock concert. So exchanges are courting them with rewards and giveaways. Right? It's kind of like watching suitors try to woo the very same person. Great for the person being wooed because, you're actually getting all of the goodies, right? Even, under some of these different kind of circumstances. Given all of this, right, you can see why Gemini's little kind of teaser tweet has actually everyone buzzing, right? They wrote the next era of rewards with XRP literally hidden in plain sight. Now, they know that we would pick up on it absolutely immediately, right? The XRP community is basically on high alert right now. Now, I hoped that wouldn't be the case, but everyone is all over this. And I hopped into a discussion thread in our free Discord server, and everyone is speculating what Gemini is cooking up here, right? Some think that maybe it's another Faucet, but much bigger. Others guess that maybe it's a trading competition where top XRP traders get bonuses. A few optimistic souls are dreaming of an XRP staking or interest program. The point is that we're excited. It's like Gemini has invited us to a party but hasn't actually told us what kind of party it is yet. Could be a rager, could be a chill hangout, but we're dressing up just in case. Now, of course, not everyone enjoys the suspense, of course. One guy on Twitter goes by the handle of 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗋. Anna, if you will, basically called Gemini out saying, honestly, stop with the baiting, announce something that is happening, or just don't. There's always haters in crypto. I mean, you just go and check out the comment section down here, full of absolute bellends. You can waste their time, because that's ultimately all I do. I just shadow ban them all on YouTube. But like, crypto space has this all the time. So you can't build genuine hype, you can't build excitement, because there's these kind of people all the time, right? And you can just feel the kind of, I guess, just size from the genuine people in the space rather than people like this. Now, on the flip side, of course, you do have a lot of people, that are more kind of, normal, I would say. And they're going to go by, there's one guy actually goes by the name of Tim at XRP, who's totally pumped for this, right? His comment is that, looking forward to the campaign, and even shared that he's benefited big time from Gemini's previous initiatives. Now, I don't know Tim personally, but I can feel that kind of vibe, right? If he scored, say, I don't know, a bunch of XRP from past promos, then of course he's going to be eager for the next one, right? I'm kind of in Tim's camp here, right? I've gotten a taste of those sweet rewards. So Gemini, have my attention too, and probably a whole bunch of other people's as well. Now, before I kind of get too carried away with all of the kind of free crypto talk, let me slip in something that's rather important and responsible right here. Now, this one might just shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all of the money that you invest. It's important that you always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. After all, your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses, and this video today is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, we had to say it. Basically, I'm over here gushing about Gemini and XRP because I find it interesting and, well, fun. But I'm by no means telling you to go and throw all of your life savings into anything. Are you okay with that? I hope so, because we're cool. Now, that we kind of got all of that serious PSA out of the way, let's get back to the juicy stuff then, right? You might be wondering, what do I think this next era of rewards actually is? Well, honestly, I've been brainstorming and maybe even daydreaming just a little bit. Given Gemini's track record, I have a few guesses here. One idea, they might do another social media giveaway or challenge, but on a much bigger scale. Last time was 305 XRP to one person. Maybe next time they'll give away, I don't know, maybe 1,000 XRP to each, at least maybe to multiple winners, right? Or maybe a series of giveaways leading to some kind of grand prize, right? They clearly saw a lot of engagement with that Twitter giveaway, right? Another possibility is that they bring back something like the XRP Faucet 2.0. Imagine a kind of Faucet but with maybe a twist. Maybe instead of the first come, first serve, it could be on some kind of gamified thing, like maybe answering a quiz about crypto to unlock 20 XRP. That would be pretty fun. And on kind of brand for era of rewards, right, maybe? Some people think that it could actually be at least tie into Gemini's credit card again, like perhaps boosting XRP's cashback for a limited time. Picture this, right? 1 month you get 5% in XRP on all purchases. I'd be swiping that credit card left, right, and center for absolutely everything I could, right? And please take my credit for this pack of gum. Excellent, thank you. My diet would of course become 90% pizza in that scenario if I've got crypto back every time I went out. I'm not gonna lie. But here is even the thing, right? There's speculation that Gemini might actually have some new feature or new product involving XRP. It could be something like an XRP savings account, right? They did recently get a huge $75 million credit line from Ripple. That's like a huge sigh of kind of friendship, right? And if Gemini is kind of borrowing from Ripple, they've got some pretty decent capital to play with there, right? They could use that to kind of fund programs, reward programs, or liquidity for XRP promos. It's a wild turnaround, from the kind of days that Gemini wouldn't touch XRP with a 10-foot pole. Now they've literally got business with Ripple. Now in crypto, I swear a year is like a decade in relationship drama. Now, whatever form this new next kind of era of rewards takes, one thing is for sure, Gemini has everyone talking, right? And that's basically half of the goal here. This is brilliant marketing if you think about it. If you think about kind of in the kind of strategic point, they've got me making a whole video just about it. They got you watching it, and we don't even know exactly what it actually is. That is classic hype move right there. Some people hate it, of course. You're going to see them all in the comments down below. But we're all playing the same game, and we're all paying clear attention here. As long as they deliver something worthwhile, then I'm cool with it. Maybe a little kind of build up. Just please, Gemini, if you're somehow watching this, don't let it be a dud, right? If you hype rewards and it turns out to be just like 5 XRP to 5 random people or something rather lame, then the community will roast you absolutely alive. So no pressure, Gemini. Now, while I kind of wait for the big reveal, I'm also thinking about my own XRP strategy, right? I don't make moves based on exchange promos alone, of course, but I do like positions, at least to position myself, to benefit if I can. Now, for example, if Gemini's reward program requires you to have an account or to hold XRP on their exchange, then I'm going to make sure that I'm set up for that. I also have some XRP on Gemini, you know, from way back when I actually joined the Faucet, right? Now, it might keep a little bit there just in case there's an airdrop or a snapshot or something like that, but I'm not moving my whole entire bag around just in case maybe I get a reward. You've got to stay safe and avoid unnecessary risks. Now, remember, chasing every new shiny thing in crypto can make your head spin. I try to keep a balance here, participate in the fun stuff, but don't gamble on the farm, right? On that note, I should mention for anyone new to the channel or crypto in general, I do most of my trading on Kraken Pro because it's got a solid security and low fees. Using it doesn't cost you anything extra. It actually gets you a discount on trading fees and helps support this channel itself. So if you know, then the link down below is an affiliate link. And if you do use it, it directly supports the channel here, and that is 100% transparency. Now, here's a personal twist, to this whole entire story. I realized something kind of heartwarming here. Like the next era of rewards teaser made me step back and see how far we've actually come. Not long ago, XRP holders in the US kind of felt like second-class citizens, right? Our coin was in lawsuit limbo. A bunch of exchanges delisted it for just wouldn't actually list it at all, right? Holding XRP sometimes kind of felt like you're holding a ticking time bomb, right? Fast forward to today, and the lawsuit is over, right? And in our favor, XRP is chilling in the top 3 cryptos by market cap, and exchanges like Gemini are not only listing it, but also bending over backwards to make us happy about it. That's a big shift, right? I went from feeling like I had to defend my choice to hold XRP to actually feeling kind of validated. When an exchange like that kind of once shunned your coin suddenly starts offering you rewards and tweeting puzzles about it, you can't help but grin just a little bit. It's like, yeah, now you can see the light, don't you? Now, there's also a lesson in patience and conviction here. Now, if you told me a couple of years ago that Gemini would, be doing all of this, then I would have just laughed at you, right? Or cried, possibly even both. But here we are. Sometimes in crypto, the tide can turn rather fast. One day you're the underdog, and the next, everyone wants to be your best friend. It doesn't mean XRP is guaranteed to keep rising, but it does show that the sentiment and opportunities can change in an absolute snap. So, when all of this is said and done, this whole Gemini XRP saga has been one heck of a ride, and it's not even finished. I started out with just trying to decode a 5-word kind of tweet. That little puzzle opened up an entire adventure, reminiscing about past freebies, chatting with the community about what's next, reflecting on how the XRP landscape has evolved. It's kind of amazing how a simple teaser can lead me down memory lane and simultaneously get me stoked for the future. Whether Gemini's next era of rewards turns out to be a tsunami or just a ripple, and I'm pun intended, I'm glad that it sparked this conversation. So, what am I doing right now? I'm keeping my eyes peeled for what's next, right? I've got Gemini's notifications on. I'm also hanging out in the Discord, where we're all basically doing the crypto equivalent of waiting for a new video game release, speculating on the features, hoping for no delays, and joking around to kill time. If you're that kind of person who enjoys the camaraderie, then definitely hop into the Discord. No one should suffer the suspense alone. I've also have my strategy locked in. My XRP is ready, my Gemini account is set, and my expectations are tempered. hope for the best, prepare for whatever, and if it's a massive reward program, awesome. If it's something smaller, hey, that's okay too. Free crypto is free crypto, and if somehow nothing happens and it was all just a big misunderstanding, then at least we had a good fun time kind of guessing and reminiscing, and that'll kind of material to make another video ranting about it at some point in the future, I'm sure. Anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, right? If you've enjoyed going through this little XRP adventure with me, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next twist in this crypto saga. Trust me, there's always another twist right around the corner.